What's going on, guys? Welcome to the video. So today I want to cover what items and specific supplies you're going to need to start an Amazon FBA business. Now, this is long overdue. It's something that has been asked of me for, a month or two now. So I figured I'd knock it out, explain to you, what I recommend that you utilize. You don't need all of these, and we're going to cover each individually here in a second. We're going to cover how much they cost, potential free options for you as well, and whether or not I think you need them going forward and the benefits of them / how to use them, okay? These are all things that I have here, and I'm going to show you how to use them, and I'm actually going to physically show you them myself. I'm also going to show you pictures of them and link them in the description if you want to go ahead and grab them. So these are not all things that you need, but they will definitely make your life a lot easier if you plan on scaling this up to any certain degree, or you plan on taking this business seriously. So let's just jump in. So first and foremost, pretty self-explanatory, is tape. Now, why tape? When I first started, I used just normal tape, like literally right out like the drawer. Like I would just pick tape and I would tape on labels. Horrible idea. Number one, it doesn't hold boxes well together, obviously very well. And number two, it's not going to really be, something that you want to trust to send your products in with your labels on into FBA, because God forbid one of those labels falls off, or God forbid, your box opens up in shipment. You're out however many products, that you send in, and you're out the money and potential revenue for those products. So invest in tape. It's very cheap. Obviously, what I like is this packing tape right here, the Scotch Heavy Duty. And you can basically buy a 6-pack of these. I've bought, I don't even know how many, like 40 of them now. I always re-up on these. They're incredible, super high value, and I highly recommend that you get them. You can get a pack of those for $13.99, although you can check Slick Deals. Quite often I check Slick Deals, and they're like 50% off coupon codes on Slick Deals. So just go over to Slick Deals if you plan on buying the tape, or click the link down below. Check to see what they are. Sometimes they fluctuate. It can be anywhere from like $9.99 sometimes all the way up to like $17.99. So check it. If they're on the lower end, buy it. If they're on the higher end, go over to Slick Deals, type in tape, and see if you can find them for a 50% off. If not, then just wait on them or buy them in bulk when they're cheap. That's what I do. I usually buy like 5 to 6 of them. So then that's like 30 of them potentially. So 30 rolls of these, which last me a long time when they're cheap. So I don't have to buy them when they're 17 bucks. Okay. So first and foremost is tape. Next is Avery Labels. Now, Avery Labels, let me grab them. They're under a bunch of stuff right here. Avery Labels look like this, okay? They come in a thing like this, and let me flash them up on right in front of the camera right now. You can see that I've used this side right here, and they're basically just little labels that you literally put this paper into the printer, just like a normal piece of paper, and then it prints out each individual SKU and ASIN and barcode scanner. Then you can literally peel these off, right? So you peel one off, and boom. Just like you would see the ASN for like on normal products, and then you just, boom, slap it on your product, and that's how you do it. So Avery Labels is gonna make you look a lot more professional. It's gonna save you a lot of tape, obviously. And it's really just a better way to do it, in my opinion. And it would be one thing if they were expensive, but they're not. They're actually very cheap. You can get 30 labels per sheet and 25 sheets. So 750 labels in total for $8.97. Highly recommend that you do that. It's gonna save you a lot of tape, time, and make your life a lot easier, okay? Next is a scale. So there's 2 ways that you can basically use a scale. I have this scale right here. I use this one. It's very easy. It was $25.99, bought it on Amazon. This is like the 3rd scale I've run through because I broke the first 2. So if you're a little bit more careful than me, you won't break them, obviously. I've stepped on one of them, and I think I dropped the other one like a year ago. So this is my 3rd one actually, but they're very easy to use. Now, this is one of the things that if you're scaling this up to any certain degree, I would definitely recommend the tape. Obviously, that's a must. The Avery Labels are not a must, but I recommend them to if you're planning on scaling up to any certain degree, or even like if you're shipping in like things like books or a lot of products. Definitely going to make you a lot more professional looking, and it's going to make the presentation of the product and the customer's perception of that product a lot better. So this would be like, you don't need it, but I recommend it. Scale you don't need, okay? So it definitely can make your life a lot easier, but you can also use, if you don't want to go ahead and grab a scale like I recommend here, you can just use the normal scale. Everyone has a bathroom scale. I use this scale literally, well, almost dropped it. Use this scale for like 2 years almost before I ever bought another scale. So all you do, you hop on the scale, weigh yourself, right? Write it down. Then you hop on once with the box, right? And then you take the difference and boom, you know what the box weighs. So you don't need a scale, but I recommend it. It's gonna make your life easier, but if you're kind of on a low budget or you're really like really thin margins and you're just starting your business, you don't need the scale. You might want to save that $25 or $25.99 to maybe invest in some more products, okay? So next is boxes and poly mailers. So if you're smart, and especially if you're doing a lot of coupon arbitrage or you're doing a lot of cashback arbitrage or you're buying a lot of books or anything like that, right? You can just simply reuse Amazon boxes. Now I have literally maybe like 200 boxes, all different shapes. I never throw them out, all different sizes. I never throw them out. I literally break them down like that and I save them in a corner over there. That way I don't ever have to buy boxes when I'm shipping something into FBA. I just go find the right exact box that I need. Boom, I have a free box and I use that to ship back into FBA. Now, I also recommend poly mailers because for me specifically, when I'm shipping in a lot of books, every once in a while, it's gonna break down your shipment into like, okay, you send like 50 books in at once, it's gonna break down your shipment for some reason into like 45 in one, in one box, one in another, two in another, et cetera, et cetera. So I recommend poly mailers, and you can get poly mailers super cheap. And I think they come in like packs of like 100 for like roughly $10.59 is what I spent on my last one, but you can buy way different sizes. So to give you an example, here's one right here, a bigger one. Here's a smaller one, right? And you just slide the book in, and then if you have a bigger one, for example, slide the book in, fold it down, tape it, boom, and you can mail it into FBA with the poly mailer, okay? Super easy to use, and these also double for when you sell on like Poshmark or Mercari or eBay, right? It's gonna make you look a lot more professional when you're shipping your items out, so you're not reusing. You don't want to reuse Amazon boxes or like household shoe boxes, which is a major mistake that beginners make when they're starting a business, not just for Amazon FBA, but shipping out for like Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay, right? You don't want to use things like this because it looks super unprofessional. So then you can buy poly mailers super cheap, right? So you're getting 100 for like 10 bucks roughly. So it's however much that is. I can't even do the math right now. I'm not even going to try. And then you can use these obviously to ship your one-off books into FBA when you get a random shipment that tells you to ship one to a random location, right? And you can also use them to double to ship your items out through Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. It's gonna make your customers a lot more happy. It's gonna get you better ratings, which is gonna rank your account. But that really is gonna go a long way to help you succeed in the long run. Recommend poly mailers, something that you should really invest into, regardless if you're focused on FBA or other places, okay? Next is Goo Gone and a Scotty Peeler. Now, these aren't musts depending on what you're planning on doing. So if you're doing like coupon arbitrage, you're doing book arbitrage, I promise you these for the prices that you can get these at are going to, so it's a little over 10 bucks. So I think that's like 11 bucks, 11 something, 11.19 or something like that. So a Scotty Peeler and Goo Gone are going to save you so much time, number one, and they're going to save you a lot of blood, a lot of hard work, and a lot of broken nails. When I first started, especially coupon arbitrage, because that's what I started initially, right? And now especially with books, you'll notice that a lot of times you have to peel off the labels for your boxes. So number one right here, for your boxes, you have to peel these labels off when you're shipping them back into FBA. So perfect example of why you need this. And number two is if you're taking your products, right? And for example, you have like a new book that you want to ship into FBA, but it has somebody else's label on it, or you have a new coupon product and has somebody else's label on it or somebody else's ASIN label. You do not want to necessarily you can put your other label on top of it, but I recommend taking it off first. One of the easiest ways to do it, so you don't have to actually sit there and just pick and try to peel it off and then rip a piece at a time, and then it looks terrible, and you have like bloody fingernails and it's super painful and it takes forever. So save yourself a lot of hassle, get some Goo Gone, get a Scotty Peeler. You can get 2 Scotty Peelers for, I think I got 2 for $7.20, so like $3, $3.50 a piece, roughly $3.60 a piece. And then it was $3.99 for Goo Gone. I barely use any Goo Gone when I'm putting this on. So for example, if you're doing it like on a product or a box, for example, right? What you want to do to get this label off is you put it flat, you put a little bit of Goo Gone on. You don't need much, just a little. Put it on, dab it around with a paper towel, let it sit there for 5 minutes. What that's gonna do is it's gonna take the goo and make it gone, right? It's gonna remove the adhesive underneath, so then you can come in with your Scotty Peeler, once the goo's kind of settled in, come in with your Scotty Peeler and you just, boom, come in and you just get underneath the one corner, like that, and peel it up. Now it's not going to work very well right now because I didn't put any Goo Gone on it, but it works very well if you just put a little bit of Goo Gone on it, let it sit for like 5 minutes, the adhesive will wear off underneath, come in with a Scotty Peeler, just nick it, peel it right off, works great on products and boxes when you're shipping into FBA. I promise you, these are a lifesaver. Highly recommend them. Now, last and finally is a repricer. So you don't need a repricer when you're starting at all, okay? You don't need a repricer. But if you plan on scaling up to any certain degree or taking this seriously, if you're sending in a lot of books, for example, if you're trying to get maximum approval, which is something else I've covered. So me specifically right now, I have almost 1,000 listings, and I have right behind the camera about another 500 to 1,000 books to list, which I haven't gotten around to doing yet because I'm trying to hit maximum approval and I need the sales, right? I want to hit all those sales so I can potentially get ungated for brands. So if you're scaling up to any certain degree, or you have even 100 plus listings, you probably want a repricer, because if you don't have repricing software, you're gonna be wasting hours every day going through manually and checking all your prices to make sure you still have the buy box, or you're still matched with the lowest price, and you still have the ability to sell, right? So save yourself a lot of time, save yourself a lot of hassle. You can get a repricing software, and I've done an entire tutorial on this. I'll talk about it in a second. You can get a repricing software for $9.99 a month, one that I recommend, that I use myself. Saves you so much time. You set it up once. It takes you about 20 minutes to set up the repricing software on all your listings. And then guess what? You forget about it, right? You forget about the repricing software, and boom, it just reprices all your stuff so that you either have the buy box or you have the lowest price and you're matching all that stuff, or you can drop it down depending on what you want to do. And I've done an entire tutorial on this. I highly, highly, highly recommend repricing software. I'll drop that all the way down to the bottom of the description if you guys want to check out my tutorial on how to use Reprice It, which is the software that I use and recommend myself. But you can get it for as cheap as $9.99 if you have, I think it's $9.99 is the base package, and then if you have above 2,000 listings, it becomes $15.99 a month, I think. So still, regardless, very, very cheap, but the majority of you obviously probably don't have 2,000 listings. So it's going to be $9.99 a month for you. But that's basically my take on the things that you need to get started with an Amazon FBA business. If you plan on taking this seriously, I would recommend that you invest in some of these. You don't need them all to start. You probably only need realistically like tape, and I would recommend probably like Goo Gone, and that's pretty much all you need. You can get away with using a bathroom scale. You don't need Avery Labels. You can just print them out with paper and then tape them on with the tape that I recommend that you get. And all the other stuff obviously is beneficial, but you don't need it. So I would recommend grabbing all this stuff if you have some money to invest and you want to make life easier on yourself and you really want to actually turn this into a legitimate business. But if you're just starting out, you're tight on a budget, I just recommend obviously getting high quality tape. This is a must, okay? High quality tape, and then going after the Scotty Peeler and the Goo Gone, okay? So hope you like this video. Give it a thumbs up if you appreciate the value in today's video. Remember, all these things, everything that I've purchased, everything that you see here will be linked down in the description below if you want to go ahead and grab it. So hope you guys like this video. I'll see you in the next one.